Namaste to everyone. Namaste. Gopal over here. Good morning. Welcome to the morning session.
नमस्ते भैया।
जी भाई. Next hearing of Anand Raj ji. Anand भैया नमस्ते. Mic is passed to you. Can you hear us? Anand भैया.
Namaste to all.
जी जी. So
Is it
let me
audible,
place
sir?
your introduction. Then you can start your presentation in 20 minutes. Okay. Anand भैया. जी. So Anand Raj ji is working as assistant professor in the Department of Physics at Rajalakshmi Engineering College, over 19 years of teaching experience. So there, now since June 2019, he has been involved with UHP Introductory 1, 2. He just completed UHP 2 workshop in January 2024. Though he has not taken any specific role in volunteering activities, still he helps in propagating this UHV in his regional place. He introduced UHV2 as an elective course in his college for higher semester students, but he is very consistent in the morning session since 9th batch. So with this short introduction, I may invite Anand Bhaiya to place its sharing within 20 minutes based on the pointers shown in the screen. Ji, Anand Bhaiya, over to you.
Namaste to all. I am Anand Raj, working as assistant professor as Tara Prasanna ji introduced myself. It's a great immense pleasure to share the experience of the self and the sensation towards the body as exercise 1 and 2. I have just came to UHV to just see the transformation within myself where I used to interact with the relationship of other human beings and physical facility with the nature with all of assumptions without knowing that it is assumption and considering that that is the right thing which is happening with respect to me. And nothing we know about the sanskars and other things. So we all, as Anand Raj, I started interacting with the people as assumptions. When I came to UHV by 2019 and under the compulsion by my HOD during my vacation, someone has to do the UHV, so you go. At the time, I didn't realize it as it was. I just thought it was a compulsion. So when I'm among the faculty, I also attended the UHV session. During the session, I started understanding that there are two things exist over there. One is self and the body. There is a distinct thing which exists. And which came into my mind is right understanding. These are the words: right understanding, physical facility, mutual happiness, mutual prosperity. These are the word coined into my uh, self. Later, I started acting to that particular flow chart of right understanding. With that, I started exploring. And during the COVID, I completed my UHV1 online. And I listened to what the talk of various people who have experienced about the self. And then during this session, I understand about the how to understand the things which are happening around us without making any assumptions. That was a partial experience. Later, by January 2024, during this start of the year at Sairam, under the guidance of Sunil Bhaiya, and I could able to explore very clearly about the self and the body. Now, during the morning sessions, this is the third session I'm just attending. I could able to observe and exercise myself throughout the day. The field where I applied this exercise is in the classroom. In the classroom, I used to always be very agitated on the task of completing the syllabus and completing the task. So during this process, students will be making loitry around themselves and discussing among themselves, which make me angry. So where I used to react, and due to this reaction, so there is a misconduct. That means I could not able to find the relationship between the students. This was one of the long period of what experience. Somehow I have to just bring back this thing. This UHV has helped me a lot to bring back that relationship. I started implementing in section 1 by 9th batch, and then by 10th batch, and then now I'm just applying it over there. So during this process, as an exercise 1, I started observing the self during the class period. My task is to complete the portion and also make it ensure that the things are delivered to the students. During the time, students will be discussing among themselves, and I just observe that early I used to go for assumption that they are not listening to the class. I observe and just leave it as such. And after completing the class, I used to call the students and then discuss what's made you to discarded from the class observation. So this made a good relationship, and I could able to understand there are some reasons, several reasons are there. Without understanding these reasons, I used to react in early period before UHV. So by observing the self, and we could observe the feeling continuously throughout the time. At times, it will try to break due to the strong sanskars which are available in our self, which has to be eliminated during this process. And those feelings are generated, are observed, or they are being felt by myself, not from the external human beings. Because every human being is what? The coexistence. So that I could able to observe during my third batch. So I started following that. And by observing this feeling, we could able to just see that the sanskars are forcing us towards reacting. So continuously going for the observation, could able to just see that the sanskars are deep sanskars. It will try to go for immediate reaction, and then the shallow sanskars are giving us a way to go around. And later, repeatedly, we could able to just observe the coexistence, and that made me to extend to the time 1, time 2, time 3, by which we could able to complete that process of the self-observation. During the exercise 2 observation, the same I just applied in my classroom. We see through our eye all the physical things which are happening over there as a photons which are reflected, and those images are being captured into our eye, and it goes into in our self, and based upon the sanskars, and we react to that particular images. Very similarly, students are reacting it over there in front of us, which is considered to be as a image which is getting into our eye, and those eyes are those interactions as a self doer and then enjoyer. I am the one who is just capturing it. When I'm teaching and deep concentrated, I don't observe those things. The students which are who are doing some unwanted activities, or due to their assumptions, they will be doing some activity. So as a self, I'm the desire to respond to that particular sensation. And so when I respond, I just react over that. And if I react, I just react to this same body by instructing from the self through my mouth or by any gesture. So when we just look into the surrounding of ourselves, everything is all the coexistence. So when they are in coexistence, we could able to observe that the sensations is a part of the self and body is entirely different. So body gives the instruction to the self, doesn't give the instruction to the self, and the self has to give the instruction to the body. So this gives me an immense pleasure that the exercise 1 and 2 has helped me a lot to observe myself, and during this observation, I could able to clearly just monitor the feelings, and those feelings are now turning itself into a nice feeling with respect to observing the coexistence of the self. The anger has reduced, the agitations are reduced, the anxiety has reduced, and still there are some scars have to be explored a lot. I'm in the process of it. Definitely I will be achieving it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
जी Anand भैया, thank you. So you placed your sharing very quickly and in short. So if you could elaborate the steps, it could be nice with some examples. And if you want to put some of your commitments, also that will be nice.
Yeah. Examples. I can just share with examples like I used to just play games in my mobile phone continuously. After UHV, I breaked it into Saturdays and Sundays. And now I used to be very much agitated when I don't play that particular game. And nowadays I could able to skip those things because it's a sensation. I could able to just observe that due to the assumptions, I started considering that the playing the game is one will give the fulfillment of happiness. And later I could able to just observe that it's not the happiness which exists over there. So when my children are getting the mobile phone at that time, I used to get angry a lot. So during the past times, around 3 to 6 months, I could able to observe that even though if I don't play, I can just make myself to be happy. So it's all about the assumptions and the sensations. So this is one of the example. And the second example with respect to the self-observation is, so during the, one of the best example, I thought of sharing it over there. So early morning, I used to wait for the lift in my college. So at the time, students used to come. They don't follow the queue because they have the urge to go to the classroom and then settle themselves. And I used to assume that they were making voluntarily that to push themselves to get into the lift and get angered. And I used to give the instructions. And this is the area where I started applying the observation of the self. So I used to observe calmly around that point and try to understand about the coexistence and every human beings are coexistence, and then to get into the relationship. So when I started getting silence and then observing the self and then feeling, there are some strong feelings will be rising over there to give the instruction to the students. And I just repeatedly check again and again the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And during this period, I could able to observe that they are also the self, they may have a lot of urgency. And due to this urgency, they would just go for the occupancy. So without making an assumption, observing it, and making the situation calm. That helped me a lot. And observe the students also can understand the situation and they give the path. So early days, without giving the opportunity for the students, giving the instructions was considered to be as a primary thing, and I used to react. Now when I started responding it, after getting into the lift, the students used to wait, sir, you please come inside, let us just go. So this shows that they also observe the what? The calmness to the coexistence over there. So when we leave the situation as such by observing continuously, the things are becoming more fruitfully towards us. And third thing is I used to always doubt about my higher officials, what they just give it as an instruction. But later on calm observation of the self and the sensation, I could able to understand that their act is for the purpose to fulfill the requirement of the management and for the students. And these are the things. So when I just stopped the assumptions, there was a great observation of the coexistence, and I could able to feel that particular thing. Sensations, food is the one where I have to concentrate more. Where I started a little bit applying. So when I come across the street, I used to be attracted towards the roadside foods over there. So I used to purchase. Now recently for 1 month, I have been observing it. So what makes me to go over there? Is it a compulsion of requirement of the food, or it is due to the taste and due to the prior recorded informations? And later I used to slowly walk away from that particular situation by observing the feeling. Later, I found that it is not because of the real thirst or the real hunger. It is a shallow thing. But since I'm forcing it, uh, later immediately I'll be attracted towards those foods again. But it was a great thing. I was not addicted, and as early as before the 2019, I used to be very much fond of getting into the street foods. Now I started reducing it. So sensation, where as a seer and doer, I'm the one who decides the thing. And I used to purchase a lot of electronics items to satisfy, assuming myself that this gives the happiness. Now I have reduced it. So physical facilities, because they are the sensations over there and assumptions. So this helped me a lot. As a commitment, I started getting into the morning session, and I used to attend rarely with respect to Monday session regionally conducted, and also Sunday sessions. And during this semester, I was engaged over there. And I just want to bring the UHV as a complete subject for that. I'm just discussing with the higher officials with the right understanding, and they were also able to go for it. There also I apply the observation of the self during that process, because our ultimate aim is to find the relationship. So I just apply that, and then I'm waiting for the process of getting the things to be done, and also introduce the same to my faculties. And a lot of faculties started completing the UHV1, and they are awaiting for UHV2 to be handled. I have also expressed my commitments towards getting the UHV into the college to my principal and to vice principal. They have also given some induction towards listening to it. So I feel very happy by doing this exercise 1 and 2. Thank you.
And now I invite Gopal Babu Bhaiya to guide us about Bhaiya. Bhaiya. Okay.
नमस्ते भैया.
Namaste ji.
नमस्ते भैया. So nice sharing from your side भैया.
Namaste ji. Thank you.
जी. So you are trying to evaluate your sanskars, and evaluating sanskar is an important step in this exercise. So once we evaluate our sanskar, we are able to see the real source of our happiness. So earlier we are not aware of the real source of our happiness. That's why we used to get busy in outside activities. But as we are aware that happiness is our innate nature, not the feelings coming from outside, not the sensual pleasures. So as we evaluate this source of happiness, naturally the dependency on gadgets or on other activities goes down. So it's a matter of evaluation, and that evaluation you have started, it is very important. So as you remember, we start this session that what is happiness. So if happiness is our innate nature, then I will work on my sanskar, then I will work on myself. If I have considered happiness from outside event or outside feelings, then we work on others, then we work on gadgets, etc. So this clarity that happiness is our innate nature and it can be ensured within me, it leads to many changes in our habits. So earlier we used to make habits because we thought happiness will be achieved from outside activities. But now with this morning exercise, we are able to see that happiness is our innate nature. So now journey from outside to inside has started. And this is the objective of the whole exercise. Shifting from outside to inside and inside shifting from thought to feeling, then sanskar, and then to the state of pure observer. So once I am aware and assured that now happiness is my innate nature, then I expand myself outside. With this innate nature, I can evaluate role of sensation. I can evaluate role of people in my life. And with this, we are able to use the outside environment as per our need. So clarity of happiness as a innate nature leads to clarity in evaluation of outside things. And that you are doing here, that you are trying to do, and that is very nice. So ultimately, we all need to do that. So the more we are clear about our innate nature, the more we will be clear for outside activities. So with this innate nature, now I'm able to see how much I have to involve in mobile. What is the use of mobile in my life? All this evaluation can be done naturally with awareness of our innate nature. So ultimately, we have to work for our innate nature, and rest things will happen naturally. So nice, Bhaiya, that you are in the process. You are doing these steps. So Bhaiya, you are from ninth batch, na Bhaiya?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, Ji.
Yes, Bhaiya. So can you tell in one line uh, what major difference you are able to see from first batch to now this ninth batch to now this 11th batch?
In one line, very simply to just say, I could able to continue the observation of the self
Right,
without any reactions.
right. So this is another achievement.
Yes, yes, definitely. That gives a great happiness over there. Because early I used to reaction, the reaction was controlling me. Now the reaction is reduced and they started responding. But still, there are a lot of sanskars which are very deeply, which I just thought that that was deeply hurt, but it is not hurt. It's because of a lot of assumptions. And it is like when it's like a shallow, our self is like a shallow water without any disturbance. So when we started keep on disturbing it, we are getting confused too, and we are not focused towards our target. So by observing it as a still water, we could able to observe the coexistence and everyone are human being. I'm just still exploring it. I'm not 100% going over there. I'm still exploring it. It's a great opportunity over
Nice, भैया.
there.
So observation, ना, pure observation without reaction is a key of this
Yes,
exercise.
yes, yes, sir.
ना, and rest things will happen
That time
naturally.
was extended, sir. Like early during the first section, it was 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Now in the second section, I could able to apply to the exercise too more, and now I could able to go for extended up to half an hour, 1 hour, because 45 minutes of class continuously I could able to go for it instead of reaction at the spot instantly. It just comes over there when those situations where I reacted, that becomes a response, because they are also students, they also have assumptions, and they also have their own feelings and sensations.
Yes,
Yeah,
भैया. Yes. So it's time for Hindi session, भैया. So very nice.
thank you.
Keep it up and best wishes from our side. And
Thank
we
you.
all are here to help each other.
Thank you.
Thank you, भैया.
Thank you, Bhaiya.